Terence Crawford performance last night against Errol Madrimov was further proof and confirmation as to why Terence Crawford decided to make that call to Victor Conti and join the Snac program. Last night was all the evidence and proof that I needed. I'm not even going to get into the busted gloves or Terence Crawford being overrated. All that was just obvious. I don't need to delve deep into that because the whole world can see that last night. And Terence Crawford fans are still delusional. Terence Crawford fans are so delusional. They're so caught up into the hype that they're literally in denial. If last night didn't show you that man not ready to step up and face Canelo Alvarez, Madrimov power seemed to bother Terence Crawford. He wasn't just coming forward and walking him down. Madrimov was awkward. He was doing a lot of feinting. Terence Crawford just couldn't seem to time him perfectly. I've been saying Terence Crawford was overrated, but as I said, I'm going to say that conversation for another day. I had to fight a whole lot closer than the judges had it. I had it 115, 113, either way. Could have went either way, or it could have been a draw. I watched the entire fight last night, and I'm going to be honest. Terence Crawford gets a ton of support, a ton of worship, a ton of praise. Everybody has hopped on the Terence Crawford bandwagon, and I've always said that he was nothing more than a hype job. I tried to give him credit. I said, man, he keep proving me wrong. He just may be the goods. He may just be that great. But if Madrimov power seemed to be affecting Terence Crawford in some way, because Terence Crawford mentioned this, if I'm not mistaken, he mentioned Madrimov power. But didn't in the interview you state that you didn't feel Errol Spence power? You was like, that's it? In other words, you were saying Errol Spence power was overrated. But as I said, Terence Crawford gets a ton of support all across the world. There were a lot of celebrities in attendance last night. But you know what? I felt like my prayer overpowered all of his support. I prayed at least 5, 6, 7 times that Terence Crawford lose. I was hoping he lost. I was praying that last night Terence Crawford would get his karma. Because the whole entire world seen that he cheated Errol Spence on the main stage. I bet Errol Spence was sitting back laughing last night, smiling, rubbing his hands like Birdman. Because it took for you to go over to Victor Conti just to defeat me, and you went 12 rounds with a guy who only won 10 fights? 10 fights? You were supposed to bang got him out of there. But I was praying. I said tonight will be the night that Terence Crawford is going to get his karma. He going to touch that canvas tonight. I expected him to destroy Madrimov, outbox him, outclass him, and eventually get the knockout. I had that much faith in Terence Crawford. But as I said, my prayer seemed to work. Because, no, Terence Crawford didn't lose. He got the victory. But at least last night, it showed that Terence Crawford wasn't invincible and he's not unbeatable like he's been sold to us. Supposedly, Terence Crawford is unstoppable. He the greatest thing since sliced bread. But last night, all that went out the window. I been knew Terence Crawford wasn't ready for Canelo Alvarez. God answered my prayers because although Terence Crawford hand got raised for that victory, they gifted him a belt. And the world seen him struggle with far less competition and went 12 rounds. So just imagine what would happen against the elite competition at 154. Errol Spence would have smoked him. It's further proof why he jumped out of negotiations and went and fought David Avanesian. He had to get on the juice, test the juice, and then came back, spent the block. Then that's when he had the confidence to face Errol Spence. We heard about his training regimen, him lifting 400, 500 pounds, facing light heavyweights and middleweights, lifting up security guards, had 10, 11 straight knockouts. This man was supposed to be so strong before Errol Spence, but then goes to get with a known drug cheat, someone known for knowing how to beat the system, and Victor Conte, you can't control karma. He had Slim Shady there, and Terence Crawford is a very shady dude. He been getting away with being a snake. He's been getting away with being a foul dude for so long, and it's starting to catch up with him. And this is why I say I believe that Errol Spence should just retire. You got nothing left to prove. You got nothing left to prove. You faced the elite competition back to back. No tune-ups. You got the better resume than Terence Crawford. The only blemish on your record, Errol Spence, the only loss is to a guy who had to cheat to defeat you, allegedly. That's your only loss. You can live with that. Just ride off into the sunset with all your faculties, Hopefully, financially, you're secure. Hopefully, Al Heyman set you up for a life after boxing. You can chill on the ranch, enjoy life. But essentially, you're really undefeated. You're still undefeated. 28-1. Your only loss would be to a guy that had to cheat. I don't know if Terence Crawford wasn't on the Snac pack last night. I didn't see the Snac paraphernalia and the Snac logo on his trunks. His team had it on, but I don't know if he actually had the Roy juice up in him last night. Couldn't have. Last night, I was just at ease knowing that the whole world just witnessed that Terence Crawford isn't as good as he say he is, or as y'all think he is. I can live with that. That's why I wasn't upset that his hand got raised, because he got gifted a belt. If he would have faced Errol Spence, then jump out of negotiations, he would have lost. That's why he avoided every top welterweight at PBC. That's why he loves to fight lesser competition. It just caught up with him.